Hello, I'm Dorothea from the host of Let's Talk Sarcoidosis on the Road. We're here in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. If you've ever wondered how receiving help for a chronic illness can empower you and pamper you, stay tuned. We are in beautiful mountain Seville, Tennessee, which is a first for me. But I am here with all my fellow Sarcoidonians. Let's just give up. Hey, I want to bring up Allison Walker, who is responsible for all of us meeting here today. So let's give Allison Foundation. Thank you so much for having me here today in the crew. How did you get Tennessee? Why Tennessee for the retreat?
It's either
This is
go
what I want to
big,
know.
go big or go home. You know, my 5-year plan, this is our 5th annual. This is the end of my 5-year plan. So now, here I go with another 5 years. I don't know how we're going to top this, but, everyone wanted to travel. At last year's retreat, okay, let's travel. So looked at some cruises. Wasn't really ready for that yet. So I said, okay. Now, we didn't start off with this 54-person cabin. We only had like a 20-person. But everybody kept calling, we want to come. So we graduated up to this. But I don't know how we ended up here. I really don't know how we ended up in Tennessee. But it all worked out. We have people who have flown in. Terry's here from California. Carol's here from Pennsylvania. Now she has a support group in Pennsylvania, but we'll tell you all about that. And then we have people from Michigan, Ohio. I don't know if I live in the United States, but we're brothers and sisters. We're all beautiful faces with sarcoidosis.
Allison,
Yes, ma'am.
let's tell everyone, all the viewers, how Caring Hands Foundation became.
Well, in 2009, I got together with one of my girlfriends from church. She had sarcoidosis. Her daughter had sarcoidosis, and now, years later, her granddaughter. But we started the group because when I was diagnosed in '94, there was no one to talk to me. There was no one who knew what sarcoidosis was. There was no one really to reach out to. I did find an online support group, but it wasn't the same as having someone next to you to talk to you. So I started the group just so nobody would feel alone like I did, because it was a lonely time. So initially it was just going to be some support group meetings. I was going to meet, talk, because I love to talk. But then I had this vision. I said, well, wonder if we got together and went somewhere. Because I always tell my kids that you have to have a 5-year plan. But I didn't have a 5-year plan. I'm telling them to do something that I hadn't done myself. So gathering and empowering sarcoidosis patients, both men and women, for a retreat. So I said, okay. First retreat, it was good, because we want to go by how were you before being diagnosed? How did you change after the diagnosis? And where do you see yourself going from there? So that's been the whole focus of us getting together as a group for our support group meetings and as a group for our retreats. You want to leave more empowered than you came. So, with the sharing of information, there was some here that's been just diagnosed in this year. Some of us, 10, 15 years, and then you got the 20-year plus club. It's been 23 years for me. So, but I've been fortunate at our last meeting to meet a lady who has had it for 50 years. So, I'm encouraged now. So, there's more good things for us to do to empower other patients.
So Allison, can you let the viewers know where exactly the foundation is located?
We're located in Clinton Township, Michigan, which is about 40 minutes outside of Detroit, You can reach us at Caring Hands of Michigan, and that's onlymi.org. caringhandsofmichigan.org.
Well, for the viewers also, can you just give us a little bit of the itinerary so everybody know what our fellow Sarcoidonians are doing? We're not sitting home on the pity train. Come on, Allison, what's going
Oh
on?
my goodness, okay. The first day we got in probably about 3:30, so we had our dinner and we started our arts and craft project, because every retreat has a theme, and this year's retreat is the windows of our lives.
All right.
So we all have done boxes that have window panes on how you saw yourself before, how you see yourself now, where you want to see yourself in the future, or just what you think is pretty.
Okay.
And then yesterday was the day of all days. So we got up and we went to Bush's Baked Beans. Wonderful place. We had a tour, we ate, we shopped, and then we went whitewater rafting.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let me tell
Who
you.
said we can't have fun?
It was an experience. We were scared.
It's okay to be scared.
My boat, we was scared. But you know what? We did it. We survived it, and we're all here to tell about it. We got pictures. We got pictures to show for it. And then the ones that didn't go whitewater rafting went to the moonshine place. So they taste tested every moonshine there is.
Okay. That's okay.
Me and barbecue for us outside in the rain. They did wonderful, and it was a really good meal.
Kudos to the man. Now, what I want to know is, you said you had some arts and craft in a box or something. Is there something that we can show the viewers of how talented everyone is? Standing here, we have Allison's family. We have Jessica, and we have her son, Christopher. This is what support is, viewers. This is what support is, and along with extended support and family members who have sarcoidosis. Just, I wanted to ask you, as a daughter and as a son, how does it feel to you how did it feel when you found out your mom was diagnosed with this disease?
Well, this has really been a lifelong process. We've all grown up with it because we were so young when she was diagnosed. So I think for us, it's more our reality than it is something that has hit recently. So for that, we're very fortunate.
I would say the same thing, because my mother was diagnosed right after I was born. So she was diagnosed in 94 and I was born in 93. So for me, it's empowering to see her go day by day, pushing forward, not giving up, even though I look up to her. Even though I want to give up, I look at her and say, she hasn't given up, so why should I?
Oh, wow. That's so powerful. This is love. This is love. And I commend you.
And there's one more. There's Cassandra, who's in between those two.
Okay.
And my sister and they're all they've left the room, but I have a good support system.
Yes.
And they keep me going.
That's wonderful. Thank you, guys. And let's show this beautiful artwork. You guys are talented. Jeez,
Yes,
that
we
is
have
awesome.
talent in here.
Yes. And I love the. Can you put that top there? Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That is not. Who
So-
made that?
Vanessa.
Oh, Miss Vanessa
and
over
then
there.
and this is Jessica's.
Okay, nice.
But they had every type of supplies. They had the bling, they had the seashells,
Nice.
they had paint. So, and pearls. Yeah, because sometimes we like our pearls. So everybody has an opportunity to make their boxes. And instead of having a traditional window pane, this glass is the window. So how do you see yourself? So you can look in there and see all your treasures.
That's beautiful. Well, thank you so much, guys. I wanted so many people here. I want to talk to a few of my fellow Sarcoidonians.
Wonderful.
So they can share some information for the viewers. Thank you guys for being so supportive, and thanks again for allowing us to be here and just take a peek into your journey.
Right.
I brought in such a fantastic gentleman. Goes by the name of Egypt, and I don't know if you've heard about him, but you will know who he is before he leaves here today. He is the inspiration. He will empower. He will motivate. He's a producer, an author. He's an actor. He's been in magazines, countless magazines, television, BET, VH1, you name it. Just read his biography. Let me just introduce him without further ado. Egypt, come on up here.
What motivated me to even want to be here is when I actually met Dorothea. I was doing a lot of work in the HIV/AIDS world. And at that moment in my life, I said I wanted to dedicate my energy to helping people who were dealing with something. Because I thought HIV was the worst thing on earth. And then I thought about this. I said, it wasn't just because I wanted to help people dealing with something. It was that I wanted to help people that were like me. I lost my mom when I was 12. In the same day, my dad canceled child support. Within the same week, I lost my entire family. And let me tell you what type of family I had. So I had like the entire family. Like I had the crazy stealing auntie. I had the drunk uncle. I had the cousin that didn't care about going to jail, so he'll fight anybody for you. I had the auntie that could cook anything in the world. You could just say it and she'll figure it out. What is that? Piggy? Got you. You know, I had all that. I had the strict uncle. I had everything. But within a week, it was all gone because my mother was a matriarch. She was the one who kept everybody together. Stop fighting with Uncle Tom. He's all right. Stop fighting with Auntie. She's all right. And bring everybody together. But when she left, now no one had that link anymore. So within a week, it was gone. And I always wondered, even up until yesterday, like, why do I care so much about stuff that I'm not particularly dealing with? And then I realized I'm dealing with a chronic disease as well. See, once you lose your mom, there is no healing, no cure for that. There is no type of medicine somebody can give me that'll ever cure me of remembering those birthdays, remembering those moments when I have to look at everybody celebrating Mother's Day and keep my smile on my face when I want to cry. I don't qualify to quit.
That's right.
I don't meet the requirements of a quitter. Now I could try, but it's not going to work. The fact that you all are here means you also don't meet the requirements of quitters. That means there's something in you that said, I will not give up. I'm going to be here today. Is it going to be easy? No. It's not supposed to be easy, but I'm going to be here today.
We're brothers and sisters. We're all beautiful faces with sarcoidosis. And we are not, quitting is not an option. You know, we're going to follow up on Egypt's. We don't quit. We don't give up.
Some of you whitewater raft, I heard. Now, I'm just letting you know, on a scale of crazy to not crazy, that's definitely crazy. But you did it. You did something that, I kid you not, if you would have talked about it 5 years ago, I'm going to go whitewater raft, you probably like, not me. Not this one. I'm messing up my hair. But you did it. And now that's part of something I want to tell you guys. It's called a story. Each one of you are alive here today, believe it or not, because you have a story. Somebody's going to read your story one day or hear your story one day and be motivated to keep moving forward. There's a reader already reading your story. And that's you. Every time you look in the mirror, you're reading your story. You're saying it to yourself. You're telling yourself that yesterday I didn't even know if I was going to make it till today, but I got here. Look at what you did. Nobody gave you that. It wasn't some miraculous situation that put you here today. You willed yourself to get here today. You're writing a story. Somebody else is going to read it outside of you. Family, friends, loved ones, they're going to read your story. But in order for that story to be complete, that means you got to keep writing. You got to keep adding more amazing things to that story so that way when people one day look back and they need motivation, they ain't got to go far. They're going to talk about auntie, grandma, uncle, father, granddad. They're going to remember that because granddad has already told them the story of how he made it through. And that is your obligation. Being here today, I don't even have the story of whitewater rafting. As a matter of fact, I got the story of water tubing, and water tubing ain't nowhere near whitewater rafting. And I'll tell you this, being full candid, I will never water tube ever again. And I was like, water tube? You just sit down. I'm like, I almost died. All right? That was going to be the end of my story. And I'm like, that guy is soft, but that just lets you know how strong you are.
I have my fellow Sarcoidonian from Steelers Nation on it. Pittsburgh, I have Carol Boyer. So Carol, I know you travel, I know you enjoy your life, because I always stress, enjoy your life, live your life.
Yes.
Can you tell us, please, when you were diagnosed with sarcoidosis, what organ was affected, how is it living with this, and how are you managing? And any words of inspiration for viewers out there?
Yeah, thank you so much for being here, first of all.
You're welcome.
I was diagnosed in 2007. I was just transplanted from New Jersey to Pittsburgh for work, and woke up one morning, just totally felt like I ran a marathon. Every bone, every muscle was aching, and went through all kinds of tests, found out I had SARC. I worked at a VA clinic at the time, and the doctors there said, "You don't have SARC. That is an African American male disease. Find yourself another doctor." So many, many years, actually, probably 2.5 years of trying to find the right doctor. Finally, biopsy proved that I had SARC. It was in my lungs. Since then, I haven't had any problems with my lungs, but it is now in my bones, my muscles, my thyroid, and thinking my spine, have lots of back issues. Totally scary.
It is.
Scary. I didn't know, never heard of it, couldn't spell it, couldn't say it. Went to the internet right away and was fortunate enough to find some amazing people that have helped me through every day. And I can't even imagine. I look at these faces and I can't imagine not having the support. In 2008, I formed Boyer's Organization of Sarcoidosis Sufferers. Since then, I'm in the process of changing it to survivors, because I don't think any of us suffer.
Oh, that's excellent.
We survive every day, and we push through, and we do what we have to do. People look at me and say, "How do you get through every day?" And you know what, just like everybody else, I go to sleep at night and I pray that God gives me another day. And there's nothing to be sad about, there's nothing to cry about. You wake up and you live, and like you said,
I know you live, and I'm a witness to that. Cruises, the whole 9 yards. You live in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
And you're
sit still.
here.
That's right.
And you're here. You're at
And
the
yesterday
retreat.
we whitewater raft.
Yes. No, tell us your experience with that.
Oh my gosh.
For people that's out there that's scared to do things, let them know how exciting it was.
Let me tell you, there's people here, I'm not going to mention names, who is deathly afraid.
Okay, y'all.
And I have to say, I've been before, but this was the best experience. To see the faces, like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. And then afterwards, everybody was like, oh my God, I did it. Oh my God, can you believe I did this? And we have pictures, and it was just exhilarating.
Right.
It was great to see everybody have such a great time.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Carol,
Oh, no
for sharing
problem.
your story.
Thank you.
And what would you tell fellow Sarcoidonians out there? Any words of inspiration that you can give them?
All I can say is live your life. We've all been dealt cards that maybe we don't think we deserve, or whatever it is, but you know what? We have family, we have friends, we have loved ones that depend on us, and you have to depend on yourself, and just get out there and live. Go on cruises and get on that motorcycle and go whitewater rafting. Whatever you need to do, just smile and live every day. Take a cruise.
Is I like making sure people smile. And I like making sure people recognize their own power. But more than it all, I want to make sure people remember who they were yesterday and who they are today. Who you were yesterday is the reason why you're able to breathe today. And who you are today is going to remind the person tomorrow why they're still here. Sometimes we look for motivation. We read a whole bunch of motivational books. We wait for somebody to go on YouTube and wait for somebody to say something powerful to us through a video or a Facebook post and stuff like that. Never realizing the most powerful motivator is you remembering yourself yesterday.
Okay, so next in my hot seat, I have Terry Rodarte. I love that last name.
Thank you.
And she's all the way from California.
Yes.
First of all, tell us when you were diagnosed with sarcoidosis, where you were diagnosed, what part of the body, why you're here at this beautiful retreat.
Yes.
And, just let everybody know.
Sure. I was born. I was born a long time ago. I was diagnosed in 1983. So I've been living with this for a while, and it was diagnosed via an abnormal chest X-ray. And I had the X-ray because I was very sick, and they thought I had pneumonia. So when the doctor, they called me and said, well, we need you in. You had an abnormal X-ray. And I thought, well, of course I did. I was sick.
Right.
I didn't think anything. I didn't know what sarcoidosis was. I didn't know anything. So then I went in for a biopsy of my lymph nodes, and it was confirmed that I had sarcoidosis. I immediately, and in 1983, there wasn't internet, hardly. And so it was very difficult to find any information. I felt very much alone with this disease. I researched it as much as I could at the time and was trying to find some support because I felt so alone and no one to talk to about it. The doctors didn't know too much about it. And unfortunately, some things that you read, it says, oh, it just goes away. And it doesn't go away. So it was very frustrating. And I was still working. I traveled for work and went through it. In 2000 actually, 2000 it became very active. Sarcoidosis became very active, and I was unable to hold a job anymore. And fought with it in and out of the hospital, all that sort of thing. I have 2 kids, and they have grown up with me having the disease and have been wonderful support. My family has been tremendous. And I found Allison a couple of years ago and thought, oh my gosh, there's something out there, there's a support group. And so her and I have texted, talked on the phone, been back and forth for a couple of years now, and I was able to make the retreat this year. So excited. I have made new friends, new compatriots in this journey that we're on, and it has been so wonderful, just a wonderful experience. Live life and don't let this let you down. I thought when I first was diagnosed that I was damned, that God had damned me for something I had done previously, and that's not the case at all. It's just the cards we were dealt when we came into this world, and you deal with it the best you can. And with people like this, I am so motivated. I want to start a support group in California. I'm asking questions on how I can do something like that. And I just can't express enough the beautiful people that I've met. Sorry.
That's okay.
While I'm here. It's been so wonderful and so empowering and fun and laughing and fun when some days you're crying all day. And it's just touched me, as you can tell.
Okay.
It's touched me very, very much.
I wish I had known you in 1984 because that's when I was diagnosed. So we're veterans.
Yes.
And
yes.
I know what you mean. It touches my heart because of not knowing anyone who had this. And I did meet one young lady, but luckily for her. But I feel your pain. We all feel your pain. And that's why you're here.
Yep.
That's why you're here.
Yeah.
So you can enjoy yourself and everybody else have the ears that listen to what you have to say.
No, it's just wonderful. And when things happen, I'm feeling this way. What do you do when that happens? And what are your little tricks? And it's wonderful. The community is just great.
Thank you.
Because if you would have quit yesterday, you wouldn't even be here today. The you yesterday was like, maybe I don't want to make it till tomorrow. Then boom, you got here today and you're like, wait a minute. I always compare that to being on a treadmill. Like, I hate running on a treadmill. It's like, I think it's close to some type of crime or punishment. I don't know. Every time I get on there, I'm like, after 1 minute, I'm like, oh my gosh. I say, I'm not going to look down at the time anymore. I'm not going to look down at the time. Because I got to get 10 minutes. I got to do 10. I'm running, I'm like, all right, it was a minute, about 20 minutes ago. I know I'm almost done. I look down, 30 seconds passed. But I keep running. And then before you know it, I get to 10. And then the next day, I get on that treadmill again, and I'm like, woo! Glory! But then guess what pushes me forward? I did it yesterday.
My hot seat, I have my whitewater rafting king, Jeff White here on the retreat. So welcome. How you doing, Jeff?
Fine, how are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. So you originally from Ohio? No, well, you're in Ohio now.
I'm in Ohio now. I
Okay.
took the adventure to move to be with a fellow Sarky
Okay.
in a relationship, so it's worth a shot to try.
And so let's tell everyone when you were diagnosed and what organs,
Okay.
organ or organs were affected and how you're coping with it now.
Okay. Well, at the time I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, working, and I was just on a job, and my legs just gave out. And then, so one of my friends called the doctor, and they said, sounds like he's having a stroke, get him to the hospital. Well, I was taken to the hospital. After a 4 MRI, I was told that I would never walk again. Had a mass in my spinal cord, embedded at my C7, C6. Well, they shipped me. Thankfully, I had a great neurologist in Tulsa that was not convinced that it was MS or anything because it just wouldn't react. So I spent 2 weeks in the hospital in Oklahoma, and then he found me someone at UCSF, which he said, you know, go back out there. So I went back home, and then they shipped me to UCSF. Well, in that time, I went from walking to nearly paralyzed in 2 weeks. They shipped me to UCSF. I sat in the hospital for a month there. Finally, a little nodule showed up on my lungs that they found in an MRI. They biopsied it and confirmed it was sarcoidosis, which I never heard of. And then the way I found out was my mom came into my room and said, there's 12 doctors sitting in the hallway. Are they here for you? I said, no, they ain't here for me. Next thing you know, here come 12 doctors. I was scared to death. My sons were there. They told me, you know, that you may never walk again, paralyzed, neck down, this and that. Well, after a lot of medications and stuff, I was able to get out of the hospital and, you know, try to live with this and try to wrap my brain around it because I was a very active workaholic, backpack, hike, just everything. And now I was nothing, dead stop in tracks. Well, I got a little bit under control, went back to Oklahoma. I felt very alone, kind of had a bad episode, and if it wasn't for Carol, I wouldn't be here right now. I mean, I went, you know, it was rough, it's very rough. And she helped me get back home to my family and stuff, and started dealing with it again. And it's just been really rough because you don't, like you said, you don't meet nobody. You know, you say, oh, I got sarcoidosis. What? What's that? You go into a hospital, emergency room, doctors don't want to touch you. They just say, I don't know what this is, because I have no feeling in my legs and feet, but I feel massive pain, constant. But, you know, like I said, you just can't give up.
Right.
You got to keep going and stuff. And then, you know, I was lucky to meet somebody, and I took the venture and moved to Ohio.
And great for Carol, because
Oh,
this is why I
yes.
said having the Sarcoidonian family is empowering. And you know, so all I want to say is God is good, won't He do it?
Yes.
Because you are walking, and you're doing everything that they thought you wouldn't do.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? And I won't let you off the hook about that white water.
Oh, come on.
So tell us a little bit about that before we end this segment with
Well,
you.
we hit our, I think it was the first 4-class whitewater. Well, the lady says all 4 go. Well, I'm used to rafting and stuff, so I'm digging deep and pulling, and you know, one side of the boat's going this way, the other side, we just ended up, we weren't in sync yet, and it just started fighting, and she said there's a rock, and the front of the boat hit the rock, and I went launching.
Who saved you?
Allison! This lady here, everybody. As soon as I got back on the boat, all I did was call through people to get to the front and try to help them out again.
See, everybody right here, see, they saved you.
Exactly.
They saved you.
And,
This is a fantastic.
This is my first retreat,
Yes.
and I've always wanted to go to them and stuff. It just was never feasible, and you know, thankfully for someone that's really special in my life that I actually got to come here.
And so, what have you learned by being at this retreat so far?
I'm not alone.
Oh gosh, yes.
You know, I was told that the way I have it is the rarest that you can have, and I'm meeting people that have it pretty similar in some spots and stuff, and now I actually can be on the same level with somebody and tell them, yeah, you know, sometimes I just crash and sleep for 4 days, and they understand.
Right.
Everybody else, even though you tell them, you know, I'm chronically ill and stuff, they don't understand. They say, oh yeah, I understand. No, they don't. Until you're in that shoes, you don't know. I mean, you just don't know. I never thought I'd be this way. I mean, medications just wear you down. This just wears you down. You just can't do what you used to do. Just, you know, some people were able to, you know, get sick gradually. May 4th, 2011 was the last day I worked. I was disabled at 39 years old.
So, what will you tell the men that's watching you right now about your journey? What would you offer them as far as inspiration?
Don't fold. Don't give in to it. Just fight.
Right.
Don't give up on your dreams. I mean, you just got to do. You got to work through it. I mean, you can't give in to nothing. If you do, then that's when you're beat.
Right. So you won't let it beat you.
No.
That's why you're here.
It almost has a couple times, but you know what? Like Egypt said, it's not my cards to quit.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
I keep running. And then before you know it, I get to 10. And then the next day, I get on that treadmill again and I'm like, woo! Glory! But then guess what pushes me forward? I did it yesterday.
All right, next in my hot seat for the Let's Talk Sarcoidosis show on the road, I have G. Caber from Detroit, Michigan. You know, guys, we are everywhere. I mean, sarcoidosis is global. So thank you for being here today. And what I'd like you to share with the viewers is when you were diagnosed, what organ or organs of the body, and basically how are you coping with this illness?
I was originally diagnosed in 1993. I'm a retired Detroit police sergeant. My foot was hurting. I kept going to the doctor. The foot was hurting. I was getting steroid injections. That wouldn't help. So the foot doctor decided to do a biopsy. And he said when he did the biopsy, the bone was crumbling. So he sent the biopsy to Johns Hopkins, and they told him that I had a very, very rare disease called sarcoidosis in the bone. So I had the bones removed in my toes in my right foot, and they put tubes and synthetic bone. But that's not when I first had sarcoid. That's when it was diagnosed.
Right.
Now my story is very personal, but I'm going to tell it. My period started when I was 5. I went in the hospital. I would have severe cramps and pass out. And they did the very first laparoscopy on me at it's a closed hospital now, St. Joe's. And they said that I had non-caseating granulomas on my ovaries, which non-caseating granulomas is sarcoid. So I've been sterile all my life. So at 5 years old, I probably had sarcoid when my period started. But being on the police department, I didn't know Allison, they had no idea what to do with me with sarcoid. So they tried to make me take a non-duty disability retirement. And I had to fight for 2 years because I was close to retirement, close to 25 years. So I had to fight them to get a pension. I went to work on 80 milligrams of prednisone. I was on methotrexate. I was going through another menopause, and I had a gun. I was crazy. People would come in the office, and I'd look at him and say, "Why is her mouth moving?" Because sarcoid was telling me to choke her. Okay.
For being in
Yes,
different moods.
I was crazy on sarcoid, but because sinus is really bad, I was going to ear, nose, and throat doctor. I have it in my eyes. I was going to an eye doctor. Because my legs would hurt really bad, I was going to a rheumatologist, and I was taking all of this medicine, and I was toxic. I was sick. Some days I couldn't get out of the bed. My brother didn't want to believe that I was as sick as I was, because when they took the bones out my foot, I sat in a wheelchair. And as long as I was in the wheelchair, I wasn't going to get well. So I called the doctor, and I told him, have somebody come get this wheelchair, because I'm going to walk. So I did. I said I was sick 6 months, and then I said, this is enough. I'm going to walk, because they had to make sure that the bone chips would actually set so that my body would not reject the tubes. Okay. So whatever you've read in the books about sarcoid, it's not true, because if you hear our stories, we don't resemble anything in the book, because it says, from what I did research, it says that it affects African American women more than anybody, but it does not. If you look at the faces and the stories, it's not the same. That's not what it does. Now, for the last 10 years, I've been doing internet radio, but the sarcoid is on my vocal cords. So instead of sounding like Eartha Kitt sexy, sometimes I'm Tony the Tiger.
But that's good for radio.
But it's about the music, so sometimes I just have to shut up and let them play the music, because my voice goes a lot. And the eyes tear, because it's in the eyes, it's in the tear ducts. So I have it systemically. Every part of my body has been touched by sarcoid, but it hasn't touched my heart.
You know, you ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, every time I meet people, I'm amazed of the spirit that everybody, you know, just the spiritual and the emotional side, and how everybody share their story. If more people would share their stories like we all do here, I feel like one day we may have a cure, because people have to have a voice. So what will you say to viewers who are out there now who may have just got diagnosed, or who are veterans like Terry and I? What would you say to them?
First of all, what I would say is do your research, because a lot of times you will teach the doctor about your body. So do your research, and then look for Allison.
Yes.
It was just me. There was no audience clapping me on. You couldn't do it. That would be great, because I would probably lie and tell somebody else to run for me. But there was no audience. There was no crowd of people. There was no money. It was just me and that treadmill. That treadmill is your life. Every day. Can you tell yourself you did this already? Yeah, it hurt. It was painful. I wanted to give up, but I didn't.
Next in the hot seat, I love calling this the hot seat. I have Jody D. Hook from Grand Haven, Michigan. So welcome. And what I like you to do, again, like everybody else in the hot seat, is tell when you were diagnosed, what organ or organs of the body, and how it has affected your life, and any spiritual empowerment you can give to viewers. So,
Thank you for having us. Well, so I was diagnosed in about this time in 2014. Actually, what happened is my kids got in a really bad car accident, and I was between jobs, uninsured. I ended up having these big bumps on my legs called the ear nodosum. I had no idea what that was. Went to one hospital. They told me I was drug seeking and sent me away. I then went that same day to another hospital, and they did a bunch of tests and said, you probably have lymphoma. You need to see a doctor as soon as possible. Said it could be Sarc, but they were almost positive that was lymphoma. So I'm like, okay, uninsured. So I just sat and did nothing really. Tried to find like a free medical clinic in the area. Really wasn't anything that anybody could do. No specialists do the free. So I went to my pastors at the church and just said, hey, I don't know what's going on. I'm getting scared. Can you find somebody that can help me? In-house was the doctor I've seen now, Dr. Hatt, and he said, you know what, I bet this is Sarc. And he has a couple patients that have it. So once I got medical insurance, they did a biopsy and found out, yep, it was Sarc. And he said, Caucasian women, you're going to have it, it's going to go away, it's not going to really bother you, you're good. I'm like, okay. So I came to him with, so this was in May. In August, I had a bunch of chest pain, and then he's like, okay, we'll do an echocardiogram, but, you know, we'll see what's going on. They've seen some abnormal rhythms, but they didn't, he's like, we'll watch it, and kind of just, you know, send it on its way. No big deal. Last year, like in January, I woke up in the middle of the night, thought I was having a heart attack, and I thought, nah. You know, they told me, sarcoidosis, you have chest pain, chest pressure, don't worry about it, so I'm not going to run to the emergency room. They already think I'm crazy. So I poo-pooed it. Now, just in the last few weeks, I've had more symptoms of chest cardiac. So they've done an echocardiogram, found 2 valves that are not working, and they did a CAT scan, CT, said, you know, we see some scar tissue in your lungs, so definitely, you know, Sarc in the lung scar tissue, but it's not active. It's in remission, you're okay. So your heart, your cardiac stuff is not related, not. So right now I'm here, and these guys have said, you need to see this doctor, you need to do this, because I don't know what to do, because they keep saying, they do my sed rates, they're good, everything's good. It's not good. I know it's not good because I can tell. Right. So it's just a battle. And like even like they want you to go to different doctors, and you got to do your research on the doctors because they're not all they're supposed to be, and you need to find a doctor that knows what they're doing. Absolutely. Because otherwise you just get pushed around, and that's kind of what I'm doing. So this retreat, Allison's amazing. I'm here for a reason. My story is little compared to what you guys have been through, but you're an inspiration because the research I have done, cardiac Sarc, and even my doctor said, you don't want cardiac Sarc because you will have about 2.5 years. That's it, because there's just nothing they can do. They find it when you're gone. Here, I've learned so much more. It's not true. You can keep living. And then, you know, so I've just been, this whole, since 2017, my life journey, I just feel like I'm just beginning. I'm just beginning. And I thank every one of you for sharing your story with me. You guys are amazing. You're strong. You give me the inspiration to keep going, because there's days I think I'm nuts. Because they're like, oh, your pain, fibromyalgia, your Sarc is not active. They keep telling me that. But it's active, because I don't believe now that it's ever going to go away. I just have to learn how to find the right doctors to help to get me where I got to go.
So tell the viewers some inspiration that you would give them in reference to what you have experienced in your life and what they should be doing out there who's going through the exact same thing.
Follow your gut. If you know in your heart that they tell you you have something that's gone, don't believe them. Do your research. Find a support system. I mean, I'm 3 hours away from the support system. But Allison, her website, when I was diagnosed, I dug for answers because I didn't know what I was doing. I have 3 kids. My daughter's here with me today. She is my rock. She is my rock.
What's your daughter's name?
This is Kiana.
Kiana?
Yep.
Hi, Kiana.
Hi.
Your mom needs you right now. This is what I'm talking about support, the importance of family, the importance of, thank God for Allison.
Yes.
Because Allison has definitely helped a lot of people to cope with this nasty disease. How has it affected you now that your mom has been diagnosed with this disease?
It's kind of confusing. We didn't know what it was, and they didn't really give us any answers. They didn't really do anything for her when she was diagnosed, and I don't know, it's just been very confusing. So coming here and seeing other people have gone through similar journeys and found answers is inspiring, and I'm excited that she's going to be able to get some more help and keep living. We were scared when she was originally given like 2.5, 3 years. I'm like, no, that's not long enough. Like, no way. And so I'm excited that we'll be able to keep living past those years and have more time together.
That's a great way to think, and take care of your mom. Be her eyes and ears and that extra heartbeat for your mom, and let her know. Be her cheerleader. Let her know, Mom, don't give up.
And one thing I just want to share too, guys, I watched an inspirational video last week. A girlfriend of mine is dying from cancer, and she said, you need to live, don't live bitter, live better. So that's like been huge for me.
Thank you, guys. I want to thank everybody for sharing their show, because I know it's personal, sharing their story for the show. A lot of people will not always share their story. And because you guys are so strong and have the courage to share your story, not afraid to tell a little bit about your personal battle and journey, it will definitely help someone out there who's watching, and someone who just got diagnosed. So when they hear from all of our fellow Sarcoidonians out there that we can still live our life.
I got a story to tell. Somebody's going to read it, and you know it's going to change everything for somebody else's life. And all it takes for me is just to keep running, to keep making that decision every day, to not quit. My name is Devin T. Robinson X, also known as Egypt. It has been my pleasure to be in front of you today.
Can you believe that it's almost time to end the show, Allison?
It's unbelievable, but it's been an awesome experience.
Yes,
Thank
it
you.
has. And I'm so glad that, you're everybody's hero. Everybody is, this is hail to the king. Hail to the king. Hail to the king.
But it's the other way around. They just don't understand that when I'm down, I have them, and I got a whole lot of them.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, they're
Yes,
my
you do.
support system.
And what I want to ask you before I say my piece to sign off, I want to know how Karen Hands Foundation, your organization, how you guys help people so this beautiful family here learn how to help themselves.
Okay.
So just please tell us how that happens.
Well, with Caring Hands, our mission is patient advocacy. We fight for each other, and to have a good team of doctors, to keep a journal on how the medication is affecting you, keep a journal of how you feel every day, keep a journal of how the seasons change. How do you feel when the seasons change? You have to be your own advocate when you go to the doctor. You have to be able to ask the doctor, why are you giving me this medicine? What is it supposed to do? How am I supposed to feel? Ask the hard questions. And it's okay to fire your doctor, but do it with love. You're a good doctor, but you're not good for me. You have to have a good team. And for me, I have a wonderful team. Dr. Elvin Bowles at Henry Ford Hospital keeps me breathing. He keeps all my other doctors under the umbrella of what's happening with me. So I just say, empower yourself. And Caring Hands, we have our outreach programs where if one of our members needs some personal items, if they need groceries, if they need us to call because their power is going to get shut off, but they're on oxygen, that's what we do. We make these phone calls. We provide gift cards, but we can only do it with donations. You can give anytime online at our website at caringhandsofmichigan.org, because 100% of your donations goes to our patients. None of it goes to overhead costs. So you can rest assured that when you give your money, it goes to our retreats, it goes to our outreach, it goes to our monthly meetings, because we meet every month at the Berkeley Public Library. So become active and do for yourself. You can't sit and wait for somebody to do it for you, because they're not. You have to learn how to do it for yourself.
You know, thank you guys again. I'm really blessed that you allowed my team to come in, and thank you guys for sharing your story and being so beautiful as you are. I want to say, because I always end my show with something positive, and you guys have taught me a lot too today as far as living your life. You guys are the true meaning of living your life. Allison is the true meaning of why you need a support group and why you need to treat yourself to a retreat to meet family like this, and why donations are important to be able to fund for all these activities for everyone to enjoy. So I sign off, as I always do, by saying, live your life, stay positive, be blessed. Before that, I just want to take a moment of silence from so many people who have succumbed to this illness, and we could just bow our head and just a silent prayer for those people who are not with us.
If you are interested in sponsoring an episode of Let's Talk Sarcoidosis on the road, find out how we can showcase your medical facility or wellness products and services. You can contact us at letstalksarcoidosis@gmail.com or call 443-762-4282. We would like to give a special thanks to Allison Walker, the founder of the Caring Hands Sarcoidosis Foundation, located in Clinton Township, Michigan. You can reach them at 313-330-3785 or by emailing them at caringhandsofmi@sbcglobal.net or by going to their website, www.caringhandsofmi.org. We give a special thanks to Mountain Splash Lodge of Seville, Tennessee. We also want to give a special thanks to our guest speaker, Devin T. Robinson X, also known as Egypt, world-renowned actor and activist, as seen on BET, MTV, NBC, CBS, and ESPN2, Apollo, 106 in Park, TEDx Talk, National Public Radio, 17 Magazine, HIV Plus Magazine, POZ Magazine, and New York Daily News. You can contact Egypt at info@blackmennakedtruth.com, or you can reach him on his website at www.blackmennakedtruth.com. Check out his 6hoursfilms.com to see how you can help support Egypt's new film project. We thank our sponsors: Exclusive Entertainment, an international productions and promotions entertainment company, and Devin T. Robinson X, Egypt, actor, author, and motivational speaker.